Do you ever wonder about the Disney characters that were considered failures? They could be defined as characters who never quite made it to the big screen, never became popular among audiences. Some never even making it past the drawing board. These characters were all forgotten and left to rot in the depths of Disney's archives. But one day, something strange began to happen. These forgotten characters started to come to life. They would crawl out of the dusty boxes they were stored in and wander around the dark corners of the Disney archives. They were desperate for attention, eager to make their mark on the world. And at first, the characters were harmless. They would wander around the archives looking for anything that might spark their interest. But soon they started to become more aggressive. They would growl at anyone who approached them and lashed out with their claws. Now, the Disney staff is relatively good at containing situations. But it was too late. The forgotten characters had formed a pack and were determined to take over the company. They would roam the halls at night, terrorizing anyone who dared to cross their path. And the most frightening of these failed characters was an old forgotten mascot named Bongo the Bear. Bongo had never made it past his test run, and he was known for his creepy, unsettling demeanor against the employees, at least those in the know. He was the leader of this pack and was determined to make sure the other failed characters got the attention they deserved. Disney employees would hear strange noises and see shadows moving in the darkness from time to time. They would hear Bongo's sinister laugh echoing through the halls. And some even claimed to see his beady eyes peering at them from the shadows. The situation became so out of control that Disney had no choice but to shut down the archives. The failed characters were left to roam free in the abandoned building, with no one to stop them. And years later, when Disney finally decided to reopen their archives, they found the failed characters lurking in the shadows. Bongo is nowhere to be found, but some say that they can still hear his eerie laugh echoing through the halls. It's here where we assume that the failed Disney characters continue to haunt the company to this day, waiting for the day when they can finally get that attention. But as the years went by, rumors began to spread about strange occurrences happening around the archives. Some claimed to have seen the forgotten characters wandering around the nearby woods, while others reported hearing creepy laughter coming from the abandoned building. But despite the rumors, Disney decided to reopen the archives to the public. They believed that enough time had passed for the failed characters to have dissipated, and the company was in desperate need of extra revenue. However, they were in for a rude awakening. The first group of visitors arrived at the archives one bright summer morning. They eagerly began their tour, excited to see some of the lesser-known Disney characters. But as they entered deeper into the building, they started to feel uneasy. It began with hearing strange whispers and creaking noises coming from the dark corners of the room. Suddenly, one of the forgotten characters, a misshapen mouse with bulging eyes and a twisted smile, jumped out at them from behind a shelf. The visitors screamed and tried to run for the exit, but it was too late. The failed characters had taken over the archives once again. They had been waiting for years for someone to give them the attention they craved. And now they had it. Disney tried to contain the situation once more, but was again too late. The failed characters, as well as this incident, had formed a cult-like following, and they were determined to make their presence known. And it wasn't before long that news of the failed Disney characters spread like wildfire across the country. People flocked to the archives to catch a glimpse of the creepy, unsettling creatures. Disney once again tried to shut down the archives, but these characters had already become a cultural phenomenon. And eventually, Disney decided to capitulate. They decided to embrace the failed characters and began marketing them as a new brand. They created a line of merchandise featuring these characters, and they even made a movie about their adventures. The failed Disney characters had finally found the success, the attention that they had been searching for, but as a cost. They had become known for their creepy, unsettling nature, and they were no longer the lovable, wholesome characters that Disney was synonymous with. And so, the failed Disney characters continue to haunt the archives to this day, waiting for the day when they can once again rise to fame and be remembered as something more than just failed experiments.